and welcome. A career in academia can be highly rewarding, but often those who want to follow this path are unsure how to navigate some of the challenges that are unique to a research career and what they need to do to progress in a career like this. My name is Mriganka Avati, and I work as a senior writer at Heritage Insights. In this interview, I hope to get perspectives on some of the topics related to academic career progression from Professor Zabta Khan Shinwari. Professor Shinwari serves as chair of the biotechnology department at Quaid-e-Azam University in Islamabad, Pakistan, and he has had a highly distinguished scientific career. He earned his doctoral degree in molecular systematics at Kyoto University, and much of his scientific work has been in the field of modern plant biotechnology. In the past, he served as the Secretary General of Pakistan Academy of Sciences, and in 2015, he was awarded the UNESCO Avicenna Prize for Ethics and Science for his extensive work in developing educational programs on research ethics for graduate students. Professor Shinwari, it's a privilege to have you here for this interview.
Thank you, Mriganka, and thanks for the nice introduction. I'm really privileged and pleasure to talk to you.
That's great. So maybe we can start with you talking a little bit about your own career progression, and then we'll move on to other topics.
I was born, what we call it, the tribal belt between Afghanistan and Pakistan. The Shinwari tribe lives there. I was born in a family, very poor family. My father had no relative, father, mother, sister, brother, very briefly. So you can imagine what kind of environment was there. Beside whatever I did in education, I had a love because I was poor, and I can imagine how poor lives in mountains and biodiversity rich areas. So I had worked for them for their ethics, intellectual property rights, indigenous knowledge, and all that. Basically, I was a botanist initially, later on went to the molecular bio side, biotechnology side. As you said, I was Secretary General of Pakistan Academy. I'm the Vice President of Islamic World Academy of Sciences. I remain co-chair of the COMEST, which is World Commission for Ethics in Science and Technology of UNESCO. Again, still I'm a member of that. Those who are from, underprivileged or marginalized communities, it's a lesson for them that if I could achieve all this, they can achieve all this because they may be better than at least me.
So have you seen any changes from when you were a doctoral student to now in terms of how academic success is defined and perceived?
Now coming to the scientific career, I got my PhD in the last century. Why I'm saying the last century? Because in the it was 1994 when I got my PhD, and then postdocs, and then was teaching abroad also. So now, we did something very good. And I will again take something which is related to this. The past 300 years, science had progressed enormously. Like GDP has grown, money has come, things are, we are talking to each other, living in two different countries and far away from each other, but we can speak to each other. This is the progress. Yet, we also should realize that every 4 seconds, one person dies of hunger. They doesn't have enough food to eat, and because of that, he dies or she dies. Our children, and the pregnant women, etc., etc. Then what kind of science is this? Why this happens is that in the past, and this is not only in the developing country like India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, etc. It is globally now thinking that we progressed very, very quickly, and the focus was on the number of publication, number of citation in scientific terms to progress, to make your name, fame. Like I publish close to 500 public impact factor publication now. So people in my country knows me are globally, who is he? But now, with all this, what have happened? Did we really did something, what we call it SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, that we will eliminate poverty, we will have no hunger, we will have this and that. All those 17, not truly, we didn't, whether it was MDG or SDG. So why is it? Now we are realizing that measuring something, a scientist or a researcher career in terms of publication, citation, H-index is not enough. In the present last 3-4 years, now people are thinking to more what we call it nounced approach in English. And then that nounced approach is measuring success by taking into account other factors, like if you have a publication, what is the quality of publication? Number one. Number two, what is its impact, not impact factor, impact on the society, whether you are a social scientist, whether you are a natural scientist, whoever. What is this impact for the humanity or for the life on earth as such? Third, did you do something that you did? It's not a selfish that you publish your lab 5, 6, 7 authors and that's it. Did you collaborate it with other organization, institution, whether within the country or outside the country? That carries more weight. If you do interdisciplinary, you involve social scientists, you work for this. What's your contribution to the service of society? So now the change that is coming up is your work and impact for the humanity, or let's make it a little more broader, for the ecosystem or the biodiversity or the living organism. So that is the difference in my career, in my lifetime. When I was young, when I was not yet even a PhD, I was thinking, oh, my first paper, oh, how many papers, as a first author, second author, corresponding author, this and oh, citation. Who is going to number of citation that my paper should have? My paper should be cited 1,000 times. But now, the senior, when I got a gray hair and I speak internationally, the shift has changed. And the shift is more impact, more collaboration, interdisciplinarity, and impact on the society.
In terms of career progression, then, what do you think has changed in terms of what a typical research career looks like from start to end? So are you seeing any change in terms of, how researchers themselves see what the next step for them is?
Let me take it that the other way around also, that as a scientist, if you are a young scientist, if you want to make something ideal, somebody as a mentor, as a wish that you want to be like that man, what kind of skills, let's take it that way, what kind of skills you really need to be expert in, for example. Let me take it to the other, like earlier, as in a general, people would classify things like technical, analytical, critical thinking, and communication skills, like the skills they want. If you are an early career scientist, you start your career, what you need, what kind of skills you need. You have to have strong foundation in your field of study, whatever you are, ability to work independently. You are learning, your early career, you don't need to, you are a new PhD, so your professor is no more there, nobody is having your finger and take you somewhere. So that is that you have to work, ability to work independently. You should be having clear communication skills, how to communicate both written and oral, because you may be publishing, you may be speaking in the conferences. And then you should have experience in data analysis and interpretation. And if you are a good human, so you should have strong work ethics and motivation. And then publication in peer-reviewed journal. So this is the early career scientist. Then it comes to middle career. And for that, they have to learn to demonstrate leadership and project management skill. Now they may be having a small project. No big professor will give them something. They have to write the projects. They should have already some publications established in the mid-career in some high impact factor journal. It is requirement now. Then you should have some new research directions and method. You should, in your own field, like I said, I was a botanist, then converted into biotechnology, etc., etc. And then you should have ability to get funding yourself, because even in America, your professor, your senior will say, earn money, go and find some project somewhere. And in India, Pakistan, everywhere else is the same. Write projects, get from the donor agencies. So that's another ability. And then you should learn how to collaborate with other people. Now, this is middle career. You should be finding friends in other institutes, in other countries, so that you go out a bit more. And finally, you should have some impact on the society now, in the middle career, that you should do something that people should be knowing. And finally, for the senior researcher, me, who is just going the outdoor, may die someday. So that person on the peak of the career should have a reputation in the field. People should be knowing them across the border. And high impact factor publications, of course, as I said, enough number, and some patents so that you have something that is being used by the society and you earn some money, not only for yourself, for your lab, for your country also. A leadership of the professional societies and organization so that people are knowing, you get funding, you have collaboration, and you have demonstrate, then you be a mentor. You should have some followers at this age. If I die and everybody says, thanks God, gone. He was an angry man all the time. He was, you should have joke, fun, and you should have, so that people love to talk to you. People love to come to you and request you that they want to host you for dinner and lunch. So you be a mentor and you have a lot of mentees that you leave behind, some good mentees. And finally, a broader impact on the society. As a good human, if you were a scientist, you should have left something on this society. Finally, that this should become a combination of technical experts, communication, collaboration, and innovation. These are the four words that will somehow take you as a career path that you communicate. I will talk a little bit about social media. We are still confused whether it is a curse or it's a blessing. Because curse in a way that the false news move too fast. वो हमारे उर्दू में कहते हैं जब सच की बारी आए जी झूठ ने मुल्क बहा दिया होगा. So this that's a problem because बस किसी ने सुनी और फैला दी. They don't clarify things, and which is, as you as a scientist have the responsibility to have a clearer picture for the humanity. So that's true responsibility of the specialist of that field, that they interact with. Ye sirf job nahi hai to sit in your lab and do science and publish and all this. No, your job is also to have the correct story for the people, so that the fact story, you make the social media as a blessing rather than as a curse.